Pinpoint Weather on NBC5 News is brought to you by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe.
Hey, it's a nice cool start for this Friday morning, sitting at 59 in Medford, 3 degrees cooler than yesterday, a lot cooler than it was earlier this week where we were hovering around 70 degrees at this hour. Nice clear sky out there. You do see some clouds a little bit off to the north. We're going to see those kind of building in as we're getting through today. So we'll see an increase of some cloud cover, some high and mid-level clouds expected, especially later in the day. We will see temperatures in the upper 70s by noon, upper 80s for the afternoon high, 88 here in Medford, and still breezy coming in from the northwest for this afternoon. Conditions today a lot like yesterday, although the fire risk is lower than earlier this week. Like we saw yesterday with the Heather fire in Siskiyou County, it can quickly spread. And with that, we had a lot of evacuation orders and warnings in place. Now, still going to be nice into the evening hours. And speaking of the Heather fire, we still have some smoke coming in from that, pushing a little bit further south. We're going to see this spreading a little bit more to the east as we're getting into the afternoon hours. So parts of our eastern counties like Klamath Falls might see a little bit of a haze in the sky. That's the smoke coming in from that. And if this fire continues, of course, into Saturday, we'll see that smoke continuing to push east as well. Now, the good news is the front is going to be pushing in, and that's going to help to clear out any of this smoke. It doesn't look to settle all that much, which is some good news as well. But already getting some containment on that fire, which is great news for those in Siskiyou County. Here's the next storm system. Again, we just looked at this, showing just a very well-developed low moving into the northwest. We see the coverage of rain already building up into parts of Washington and BC up towards Vancouver this morning. We are going to start to see a little bit of this kind of stretching along the coastline first for our area. That's not going to be until we get into the closer to the nighttime hours. But you see that nice line moving in across the northwest. This is usually something we see in spring, fall, even winter. Of course, winter, we'd see snow building up into the mountains. Not expecting that for us. We're still dealing with the warm up we had over earlier this week. Now, you see the kind of rain building in into the nighttime hours for the coastline. This line spreads further inland, and a nice little setup of nearly widespread precipitation. Rain amounts will differ depending on where you are. We'll look at that here in just a minute. Then we get into Saturday night into Sunday. The question becomes, how far does the front push? Does it completely clear our area, pushing out further east, or does it stay kind of within going into Modoc, Klamath, and Lake County? If we see that, we still might see some showers and storms in our eastern counties into Sunday before it clears out for Monday. So keep that in mind. Still a little bit of a difference in some long-range models on what is expected into Sunday, but at least Saturday we see that coverage of rain building in, and again, a range in rain amounts. We could see up to maybe some spots in the valleys getting up to 1/10 of an inch, might get a little bit higher, but overall less than 1/4 of an inch is expected. Anywhere from 1/10 to 1/4 or 1/3 up along the coastline, and we'll see that range kind of out into our eastern counties. I think this is overdoing some of our eastern counties just by a little bit, but still that potential for maybe 1/4 of an inch of rain. Again, today is a little bit on the drier side, but we will see mostly cloudy conditions, that chance for some showers on parts of the coastline, especially when we're heading into the evening and nighttime hours. 60s to lower 70s for highs, will dropping off into the upper 50s overnight tonight. Here in the West Valleys, a little bit on the warm side still, mid to upper 80s. It's not overly hot by any means. Increasing clouds and a little bit breezy out there. And our eastern counties will be in the lower to mid 80s, still warm, still breezy. And again, fires, any new fires could spread quickly with the breezy northwest wind, but wind speeds will back off as we head into this weekend and look to stay pretty calm for much of next week as well. Chances of showers, again, can't rule out an isolated rumble of thunder for your Saturday, and I still have a slight chance on Sunday, but if that front clears out further east, we'll likely just continue to have a little bit of some cloud cover for Sunday, and we warm up from the upper 70s Saturday to the mid 80s on Sunday, and then back into those 90s for next week. The Willamette Basin looking at mid-70s for this weekend. Chances still for some rain and storms Saturday and potentially into Sunday as well. If that front clears out to the east, they are looking at drier conditions as we get into like we see into next week. Northern California will continue as well, a chance of rain and storms with that cooler highs for this weekend before back into the heat into next week. And the coastline, rain potential building later tonight through early Saturday. Then we're drying out, but still some fog possible into Sunday and Monday morning with the mostly sunny sky.